Panera now delivers, so you can order good, clean food right to your office, or door, or porch, or backyard, or front yard, or apartment, or dorm, or castle, or shop, or worksite, or wherever Panera delivers. For lunch, dinner, and everywhere in between. Click the banner to order or visit PaneraBread.com. Participating locations only. Panera. Food as it should be.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Sunny D. Today is May 10th, 2018. Willie, you want to say hi?
What up, dope folks? It's your boy Willie Styles. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, guys. We got a great topic tonight. Hopefully, Clint will be calling in a few minutes, and we'll just grab him on the line. But if you are listening right now, you're on blogtalkradio.com/GFT radio show. And if you're listening to the playback, you're probably on SoundCloud, Google Play Music, iTunes, or on Blog Talk Radio, like we said the first time. But either way, we appreciate it. So thank you for listening. I'm tired. I'm sorry, guys. I had a long week. But we've got a great topic for you guys lined up tonight. The phone number is 657-383-1155. So if you feel the need while listening to the podcast to share your opinions, feel free to call us at any time. Also, hit us up on our Twitter at GFT_radio. We will be live tweeting throughout the show, or at least catching you guys tweet throughout the show. So definitely.
Yep, I'm live tweeting right now, so definitely hit us up.
Yes, so definitely join that. Clint?
What's going on, y'all? Sorry for technical difficulty.
What's up? No problem.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there?
Yeah, I was telling we got a great topic tonight.
Definitely. I can't wait to get into it. You feel me?
Yeah, who came up with this topic? I don't know if it was you or Willie.
Willie, definitely.
It was Willie, yeah.
Oh,
I know you
yeah.
talking about the peanut butter and jelly sandwich thing. That I don't understand the issue with that, but okay.
Well, I guess let me break it down for the folks then. So Tonight's topic is it takes a village until the village is a problem. And the reason I had this topic come to mind or come to my attention is because I was reading an article about a young lady who took her child, I don't remember if it was a boy or girl, took her child to Target and was shopping. You know how parents are. We go out there, we go shopping with our kid. And during the course of the shopping trip, while our kid was sitting in the basket, in the in the child seat of the basket, she proceeded to feed her child a peanut butter and jelly sandwich she had packed. So the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, she says, was neatly eaten by the child. The child, I guess, was like 3 or 4. So she said the child had enough. She had enough cognitive ability to hold the sandwich properly. Was able to eat it without, getting it everywhere. Whatever the case may be, she had a person in the store approach her about the fact that she was feeding the child peanut butter in the public cart, in the shopping cart. And saying that she was a monster. She basically called her a witch for allowing her child to contaminate the shopping cart with peanut butter. So the issue being that peanut allergies are prominent in the world, and at least to this person's opinion, they felt that eating peanut butter in public was attributing to the possible injury or death of another child. So, she took her concern or she took the issue to, I can't remember if it was Reddit or if it was just another forum, but she basically, the parent, the lady who was getting chewed out, she took the issue to a public forum and on the internet, and and put the information out there. It was like, hey, I fed my child, blah 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 blah. She gave all the details, same details I just gave, and the internet ate her up. So she had the same response out of these other parents that were on this forum. Tell her that she was, an evil bitch, that she wasn't shit for what she did. I mean, this is how they were going off on her. Like, they basically dragged her about a peanut butter sandwich.
I have a major problem with that. I have, first of all, like most of the stores have the wipes.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the stores, if you walk into like even the grocery stores, they have the wipes that you can wipe the cart down. And if she was going to feed her child a peanut butter jelly sandwich and they edit and they got it all over the place, I'm pretty sure she had wipes because if most moms, you have kids that age, you have wipes. So you're going to clean. I'm assuming that you would clean up after your child, especially eating something like that. My son loves peanut butter and jelly. That's for the most part. That's all I can get him to eat. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner is peanut butter and jelly. He's autistic. It's the only thing he would eat because that's the only thing he could tolerate. So if I'm sitting there and we're going out and we're going to be out for a while and he wants to eat, I'm not going to walk out the store just to feed him a peanut butter and jelly. I'm going to let him eat it as I'm shopping because he's going to scream or be upset. The child's hungry. They're going to be upset and holler. But you want a child hollering through the store because they're hungry and their mom don't want to feed them because they might get chewed out because they're eating food and nobody else has got their business. Like, it's not that serious. I understand that peanut allergies are an issue, but if she's a mom that's feeding her child anything messy, most moms know to carry wipes and clean up after your child. And it's not like they're going to, I don't think she was going to sit there and just let peanut butter just be hanging out on the cart and just stitch it. Because first of all, she's shopping, she picks up in the cart. She don't want to be trying to pick stuff out, and it's peanut butter every damn where.
True that. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
That's like really extra, and it's not that big of a deal. And if somebody had a problem with it, it should have been the people in the store that work in the store, or a manager could have said, ma'am, just make sure you wipe the cart up completely, or, here's some Lysol wipes or some disinfecting wipes to clean it up or something like that. That's different. For you to approach me as another mom, first of all, you're getting chewed the fuck out because I'm grown. Do what the fuck I want to do.
True that.
I'm sorry,
Clint,
I just had a mom.
What's your take on it, Clint?
I don't like the attitude towards the people. Like, first of all, I have a little brother who has those type of food allergies. He's allergic to peanut butter as well. But you feel me? To shooting as a family, some of us, you feel me, ate peanut butter around it. You know what I mean? So, but we wasn't. We know how to clean up after ourselves. We know how to, to operate around him with those food allergies. First of all. Secondly, like the scream on people. You know what I mean? The feel as though you're entitled to attack people like that. It's like, you know what I mean? It mutes your point to me. Even if you have valid reasoning. You feel me? So it's like it ruins your argument after a while when you start attacking somebody's character and you want to call them names and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Then you take it to another level. Because then I could be like, I don't give a fuck about your child.
Right? Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I can get like that. Like, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, I don't owe your child anything.
Right.
You feel me? So, it's a way we have to have this discourse. And I don't like, when I read that, like, I didn't like the tone of it. You feel me? You can't demonize somebody. You feel me? Like, what if it was just an honest mistake? You feel me? Sometimes, sometimes you're not even, telling I took my daughter out. You feel me? I know she got to be out with me all day, and we probably stop somewhere. You feel me? I'm thinking about other people's kids' food allergies. You know what I mean? Like, that's not crossing my mind. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It ain't personal.
Hungry.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me? Right. I'm just trying to enjoy my time with my child. I'm not like thinking about that. So if I'm out and about, somebody pointed out, it's a way to do it. You don't have to be disrespectful about it. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. I think 90% of people, I guarantee y'all, when y'all go out, unless your kid has an allergy, like now when my mom goes out with my younger brother, you feel me? She has to be aware of certain things. You feel me? But if you're not conditioned that way, like, you're not thinking about that. You know what I mean? You're just not.
Right. Yeah. So my thing is this. So I'm definitely with both of y'all on the fact that it's not as deep as they're making it out to be in terms of having to call people out their names, having to be so so brolic with it, trying to just like dog the person about it, because like you said, it's a way of approaching a person about things that you feel either that they're doing wrong or that is detrimental to other people. If I was running around with scissors in my hand, right, and somebody stopped me and said, dude, you could put somebody's eye out with those scissors because you're running around with those scissors, then, it's like, okay, thanks for letting me know, and I see your point, blah, blah, blah. But, stabbing me with the scissors is probably not the way to do it. It's not the way to let me know. Like, hey, bro, hand me those scissors you got in your hand, and then stab me like, yeah, see, this is what happened when you run around with scissors. Like, bro, like, you didn't have to go there.
Exactly.
So I think that people do get, way overboard, and the way they were doing it on the internet was just ridiculous. So I think that was too much. But then the other thing that got me was this. So, it's one thing to bring something to my attention. It's another thing to bring something to my attention, but then don't understand the true facts around it, right? Like you said, Sonny, there's wipes that are there at the stores, even if there aren't any wipes. Like you said, most mothers that have kids that age will have wipes, especially if she's sitting up there trying to shop. She definitely don't want peanut butter and jelly or anything else. She's probably more concerned with the jelly than anything. She don't want that all over her grocery or all over her kid while she's trying to, do her shopping. So more than likely the woman probably was making sure everything was cleaned up. Two, if my child has food allergies, regardless of if the rest of the world knows about these food allergies, I could care less. I'm taking the ultimate precautions when I put my child in any public environment. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Think about it like that. My thing is, if my child is definitely...
You should wipe up the areas that you in, because you don't know who's sitting in the car.
Exactly, because you don't know who's been in there anyway. It could be an adult that has peanut butter on their skin or peanut dust all over their clothes or whatever the case may be. You could be in a peanut factory. Who cares? If you're going to bring your child in the public and you know that they have peanut allergies, more than likely you're taking... I know a couple of people who have kids that have peanut allergies, that have other types of allergies. I met a guy today, he didn't want to be around beef jerky because he's allergic to onions. So it's like when you have those allergies and you know about it, you take precautions. You're not out here all willy-nilly and acting reckless. So that's number one. Number three is the fact that it's only 1.4% of people in America have a peanut allergy, right? So it's not like she was threatening half the store with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She wasn't about to, you know what I mean? It's like, it's one thing to say, you walking around with an AK-47 on that you could kill everybody in here, because you want to open carry, versus a person with a peanut butter jelly sandwich. She ain't threatening nobody's life. I promise you that. I promise you. On top of the fact that peanut butter is probably the least of a lot of peanut allergy people's worries, when even less than that 1.4% are definitely affected by asphyxiation from peanut exposure. There's not enough peanuts and peanut butter to kill a bunch of people. You know what I mean? So it's like people gotta one, take a step back, breathe, and calm the fuck down. So
exactly.
That's what I would advise them to do.
Exactly. So, it's not like you in the open. And that's what I don't get. Like I said, it's different allergies. You don't know what the situation is. Like you get yelled, you get looks. If your child scream at the top of their lungs, the first thing they say, "Did you feed them?"
Right,
yeah, I want to feed. I got to feed my jelly sandwich in here, but I don't want to get screamed on. Everybody about to die or not? Because I need to feed my son.
Right. Who gonna die? Somebody raise their hand.
Like that's what everybody goes to. If all else does get up and look at peanut butter, they love that shit. Like. So, like I said, you have to take precautions as a person that may have that allergy. That's the case. You should be worried about everything you touch. You should be wiping down things and stuff like that. And then, particular, okay, so lady, you approached her and said what you said. Do you have a peanut allergy? Because you could have died by walking over to her and talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Exactly.
So they steered and kept on shopping. Like, oh, she ain't peanut butter. Let me go this way. But no, you specifically walked up to this lady. Like, that's what I want to know. Does the person that walked up to her have a peanut allergy? Or does she have a child that had peanut butter allergy that was right there, that you felt the need, that it's just so bestowed upon you that you had to just walk up to this lady and tell her, you know what, you're a real witch. feeding your child peanut butter. Like, goddamn it, your child might be hungry and starving and they really need to eat something or had low blood sugar and to eat something. You know, God forbid you feed them what's in the sky. That sounds, bitch, you gonna go to the store and buy something? Shut the fuck up. Like,
right.
Like, that's how I would have been. Like, well, buy them something else and then I'll feed them that then. Until then, shut the fuck up and mind your business. And if you got allergies, move the fuck away. Keep pushing. I'm sorry, I got potty mouth, but I'm just saying, that's how I would have been. Like, I don't like that as a parent. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like, and like I said, I've experienced that, not necessarily in this situation, but like as a parent, when you're doing something in public, somebody always feels the need to look at you crazy. And it's like, okay, but this is why your child's acting like they done lost their goddamn mind because you sitting there putting around want to talk to them. Meanwhile, I'm chastising mine for acting like she lost her goddamn mind, but you got a problem with it.
And don't assume that I'm ignorant neither to the facts. You feel me? Don't approach me as if I don't know. You feel me? Approach me. You know, I mean, humble yourself before you approach me. You know, because maybe I do know.
True.
Maybe I do have my whites.
Yeah, true that. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe I do have whites in here. You feel me? You don't know if I have another child and that child has food allergies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you don't know my level of concern either. So don't, you know what I mean, humble yourself before you approach me. You know what I mean? Approach me with some goddamn sense. Then like the people on the internet, you know, it's easy
to talk shit behind the computer.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But it's easy. I'm trying to think of the word. I don't want to say like, what's the word where you know they use it as a bullying term to where when one person start joking, then everybody starts jumping in on somebody. No,
it's like mob mentality.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? That's how the internet is. You know, that mob mentality to where, you know, once somebody jump on you, then everybody else want to condemn you. You feel me? Act like they shit don't stink. Neither. You feel me? So like,
right.
To
so
me,
you might be eating crab, bitch. I got crab allergies.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like, I don't mind.
There's people who are definitely allergic to seafood, to shellfish, and being around it is enough to set them off. So yeah, I mean it's the same thing, but you know you don't see them flipping out because they at Red Lobster chilling, having surf while everybody else is having surf. They don't be tripping.
Yeah, and it's funny because we had a big seller at my job and we were selling. We were selling fruit cups and we had pineapples. My boss is definitely allergic to pineapples. She was around while we was chopping them up, but she didn't touch any. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. I mean, my grandson, my second grandson, is allergic to oatmeal and applesauce or apples. Right? So he can't be around applesauce. Or he can't eat applesauce. He can't eat apples. He can't eat anything that has apples in it. He can't eat oatmeal. All this kind of stuff. But, you know, you don't see his mother flipping out every time we pop open some applesauce or, you know what I mean?
Or make some oatmeal.
We know what he's allergic to, so when he asks for it, we like, nope, you can't have that, you know, because he of course, he don't be caring. He'd be like, oh, I like applesauce, so you can feed it to me. It's cool.
And breaking out next to it, all swollen, face all swollen, broke out in the hospital, baby.
But you know, I think that's the one thing is, you know, there's other things that I think that are bigger fish to fry when it comes to, you know, how we're affecting other people in public. Like you said, Clint, you know, we don't think about people's food allergies or other people's kids' food allergies when we got our kids out there, especially when our kids are not allergic to those things or not even, you know, we don't even have family that's like that. You don't consider that, you know, because I definitely know that there's, because, you know, after being around a bunch of medical professionals all my life, you know, I know all the different things out there that affect people allergy-wise, you know, the hundreds and hundreds of things that people can be allergic to that are probably even more, you know, prolific than peanuts, you know. So it's something you just can't plan for when you're not worried about it. But I think one thing that comes up a lot, and I think we've kind of talked about this in the past, but you know, one thing that I also wanted to consider or thinking about was like vaccinations. You know, what do y'all think about, you know, the herd? Because I remember reading something about this whole herd. What is it called? I had the word earlier. That's messed up. I just forgot what it is. But basically, the more people that are vaccinated in the community, the more or the less susceptible to the disease the rest of the community can be. So what's y'all thoughts on that one? When you do have a reduced number of vaccinations in the community, what do y'all think about that one?
Well, see, I watched the Law and Order. Yeah, I watched the Law and Order show, and this what scared me. Somebody didn't vaccinate their kids for the measles. I think it was the measles, and of course they didn't get the measles vaccination when they were younger, and of course they're in high school. They have a party, and all of a sudden all the kids start getting sick, and kids start breaking on the break of death. And I think one kid died, and they were like basically saying that it could have been preventable if because they found out it was more kids that were lying on school applications saying they got vaccinated and they didn't. And now all these kids started getting sick and possibly dying. I feel like with certain vaccinations, you should most definitely get them. And I know a lot of people are against some vaccinations, but I feel like some of them are necessary because if you don't get vaccinated with some of these ones, when you do get sick, it's detrimental. And it's something that a simple shot could have been prevented. And now you got other kids getting sick with diseases that we haven't seen since forever. So
right,
like
smallpox, measles.
You're not prepared for something like that because it hasn't happened in years. Now, you got this outbreak, and all these people are getting really, really sick to the brink of they're depending on death. Like, that's a problem because I'll be getting one of mine die because somebody else didn't get their kids vaccinated. I'm suing. I don't have time for that because your lack of what you should have done caused my child to die. So some of them, yes. Some, like, I'm not big on flu vaccinations. I do get them. I do have my kids get them only because they both have really bad asthma, and God forbid they get the flu, they might not be able to fight it off properly. So I figure for me personally, I'll keep getting them vaccinated. Like my son has to get 2 flu shots. My daughter now is down to 1. If she chooses as an older age not to get them, that's on her. But she has to understand that because of your issues with allergies and asthma, I need you to understand that you're susceptible to get pneumonia. People die from pneumonia. And if you have breathing complications already now, imagine if you get it. You can't, you'll have it for longer, and then you might not make it. My son is very, same with my daughter. He has very bad asthma. I don't need, both of them had the flu and pneumonia at some point. No, actually, pneumonia twice this year. Or no, earlier.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, not this year, last year. Because they had their breathing complications, and when they get a cold, I have to constantly be on them. Or my son, I have to give him breathing treatments. My daughter, I have to make sure she's taking her medicine because she can get pneumonia that quick. So for me personally, yes, I'm going to get you to get them. I don't take flu shots, but I make sure they do because they have breathing issues. When they get older, they can decide for themselves. But as your parent, I'm here to protect you, and I don't got time for you being sick and me being neglectful. So when you're able to decide you don't want it anymore, that's solely your decision, and I'm not going to fight you on that. But as kids, yes, I'm going to make sure that you're okay. Especially with my son being autistic, people say a lot of these vaccinations cause those situations. But I would not, as a parent, I would not tell them that they don't need to be vaccinated for certain things. Certain things I don't want them to have. Or I don't want them to have to deal with. So I'm okay with vaccinating them. But like I said, when they get older, they can choose what they want to do.
True that. Clint, what's your take?
Ooh, I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna be real honest as a parent right here. It's a lot of information out there as far as these vaccinations, the pros and cons. You do your research. You feel me? You'll see it's a lot of people who are, have valid reasons for not vaccinating their kids. You feel me? Can give you all types of information or what have you. But my thing is, do we really know?
Right.
What do we really know? Do we really know what they're injected in our kids? You know what I mean? I gotta look in the mirror. Am I really knowledgeable of everything? Did I do the research or what have you, or I'm just listening to what they tell me.
Right.
Oh, they need to get the measles shot. This the measles shot. That's the measles shot. Well, what is it? How what I mean? How y'all Like how y'all create that? Like what exactly are you injecting them with? Like, are we studying? Are we really inquiring? And I gotta think back, like, in the beginning, as soon as my daughter born, they take her, clean her off or whatever, then, they want to give them the shots then, or what have you, or whatever. You feel me? Like, What are y'all doing? You feel me? What are y'all really injecting into them? You feel me? Or am I just to believe what y'all tell me, like y'all doing what this is necessary? You feel me?
Right.
Then you'll read all different types of stories, true stories that, where the kid was injected with some type of vaccination and got sick and died.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you'll read in these other countries
of that person.
Yeah, then you'll also read in other countries where, where they vaccinating, they're using vaccinations as cover-ups where they're really sterilizing people.
Wow.
And then, they was saying, they was blaming Bill Gates for that. They was accusing Bill Gates of that. Sending all them vaccination stuff over there to Africa, and and they actually sterilizing the people.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know if it's fact or not, but there's definitely articles out there about it. There's definitely plenty of articles out there about it. So it's like, what's what? It's like, to me, it's easy. It's real easy for me to sit up here and be like, Sonny. I can't say Sonny wrong. But we got to vaccinate our kids because, this, that, and the third. I can't prove I'm wrong.
But some of them, but like I mean, not all of them. Some of the stuff, if you like I said, I get it from when people talk about the autism and the vaccination. And I explained that on one of our shows, and I forget which one it was in April. People were saying, well, did you get him this vaccination, this vaccination, this vaccination? Because that's probably how he got autism. And from the standpoint of stuff that I read, like I said, looking at the contributing factors, it could be, and I said that it could be the mix of the vaccinations, the medical history of, and the mental history of family members. Like I said, with autism, it links to epilepsy. I'm epileptic. My dad's family is epileptic. So when people say those things like, it's just strictly to the vaccinations, I don't buy it, because if that was the case, then everybody's kids should be autistic, period. Because if you're saying a lot of these vaccinations you had to get to attend school, so if that's the case, and it is solely the vaccinations, then absolutely, everybody's kids should have it. Everybody's kids should be autistic, period. This is why I don't buy into that theory, because when you read, like I said, I didn't know it was different. I didn't even know it was stages of autism or levels. I'm sorry, it's not stages, levels of autism. And when I'm reading, like I said, when my son was diagnosed, they gave me a book, and I could easily say, you know what, nothing's wrong with him. You guys are just going to label my son. Fine. I could have said that, but instead of saying that, I read the pamphlet. And I went on Autism Speaks, and I went on these different various websites, and I'm reading this information. And I got a book that somebody told me to get from Amazon about this sensory in children. And I'm reading this, and I said I sat there and read that book. I read those papers they gave me, and I swear to God, I was reading about my son, and it was crazy. And I remember my best friend asked me. I said I sat there and read that shit, and that's my son.
Mm-hmm.
Described him in different stages, like little stuff that I thought was nothing. It was something, like even down to him toe walking. You know how people say, oh, my child toe walk. They do that. They're good runners. My child, like my son is a runner, but like to explaining the toe walking, them getting a sensor, a boost of sensory from toe walking versus regular walking. They can't. It's kind of, for some it's really uncomfortable to walk regular. So they toe walk because they like the way it feels. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, when that's the first thing when my son was diagnosed, everybody like, did you get him vaccinated? That was the first thing I heard from. I don't know how many, because I could tell you probably over 1,000 people said it to me after my son was diagnosed. And like I said, when we did that podcast about health, and everybody broke down, we did MS. I think we did sarcoidosis for you. I forget the other ones we did, and I did autism and epilepsy. And I'm sitting there reading, not only about myself, but about my child. And then when you get to the mental aspects of certain things that are hereditary, my family is closely aligned with mental illness. So I say to that, it's not just the vaccination. So I don't buy that. It's to contribute. You got to look at your family history. A lot of people don't want to believe, like, that it might have been hereditary, but it very well could be. That's why they're still trying to diagnose it, and they're trying to get it at earlier stages. They're trying to figure out what's the earliest they can diagnose it, and then they can diagnose it in the womb. We can know what to do before they even come out. This is why I say I can buy into the theory that it's just a vaccine. So that's why
before I give my opinion, I want to just remind folks they can call us at 657-383-1155 if you want to give your opinion on this as we discuss herd immunity. Sorry, that was the word I was looking for. Herd immunity, and if it's worth getting your child vaccinated for the sake of the community. So my thing is pretty much I'm in the middle of you guys in terms of the same thing, where I feel like there's certain vaccines that are necessary, and there are certain ones that I have to ask, what's really in this vaccine? What are they really giving people? And then there are certain situations, you have to ask that question, because there's, like you said, Clint, there's I don't know if they're conspiracy theories. I don't know if they're, truly backed by science. I don't know if they're just, assumptions and maybe misconceptions or whatever the case may be. There's so much stuff out there that, it's like, there's mercury in them, and there's this in them, and there's that in them. And then certain things get confirmed, the whole thing about the mercury got me, because I was just like, at first I was like, that can't be, there's no way they're going to put mercury in a vaccine. Then I find out there really is mercury in certain vaccines. Not a lot, but there is mercury in there. You'd be like, dang, like really? Like why? Like what are they really giving people? And could somebody screw this up and really hurt a whole bunch of people in the interim? So I think that there are a lot of questions that have to be asked. There's a lot of speculations that have to be given. There's some skepticism that has to be, and then, like you said, Sonny, there's a whole issue of autism and the link to vaccines. Is there truly a link? Who knows? I think in the same thing that you're saying is that, if autism was caused by vaccines, if it was truly caused by vaccines, I believe, just like you said, it would be more prevalent, right? There would be more prevalent exposure of diagnosis rather of autism. There'd be a greater number of people with it, and it'd be more of a norm than what it really is. A lot of the issues that we see in that came around in times before they had a diagnosis of autism, you could see where people were like, autistic, where you'd be like, well, if they really knew what autism was back then, they probably would have been, diagnosed with people with autism back then, because I had somebody tell me, oh, man, this autism stuff is brand new. I'm like, nah, I had some autistic cousins that was, in the 70s and 80s, we just didn't know what to call it. We just, just thought they was different, or just thought that they, operated differently. You know what I mean? Like you said, Sonny, there's different types of autism. They call it the spectrum. So you can be mildly autistic. You can be, I don't know what you call it when you get to the far end. High functioning.
You could be. High functioning is what my son is, and then you get the moderate. You get people that just they just have to learn to cope with what's going on. They usually the ones that can't do the loud noise. They, like, you see them with the headphones. They can't communicate. They're probably still not. They can't use the bathroom on their own. Like, those are the ones that you need the most, because they can't do a lot for themselves. They lack a whole lot of, they like just all the social skills.
Right,
so
and functioning skills as well. Yeah. So so there's that. I think that a lot of people discount the fact that you don't hear it. You don't hear it out there. It doesn't get broadcast, but I know for a fact there's got to be people out there who are like, their kid is autistic, but I don't say never, but they probably didn't have all the vaccines that were available. They may have, had maybe rubella or whatever, I think it's rubella and mumps and all, and measles that you get first. They might have had that, but they probably didn't get any more. They just got the bare minimum, and the kids still ended up with autism. This, I'm pretty sure I can guarantee you there's somebody that had it and didn't have anything. But there's also the issue of the fact, like you said earlier, Sonny, is that there's things out here that we do need to protect the community against. We don't all need to be out here having polio or rubella because somebody decided they didn't want to get vaccinated. It's like certain things. It's like, why do we need to risk certain things just because people want to be belligerent about it? Or people want to be overly skeptical about it. It's like, we know at some point that these things have to be dealt with, and we don't need to be exposed to it because it's just crazy to have to think that's on people's minds about this kind of thing. But I think everybody needs to do their own research. Everybody needs to approach it the way they think is best for their family and their situation. You bring up a very very good point, Sonny, in terms of if your kid may be susceptible because of mental health in your family, the seizures, things of that nature, that you may want to rethink ever having any vaccines just to be sure. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be certain. And there's a lot of vaccines. I really don't know of any vaccine now I think about it that you technically need to have, that you just absolutely have to have day one in order to fight off some of these diseases. It's going to be, it's going to leave your kids susceptible if you don't get it done. But if you're willing to risk it and you want to wait a couple of years just to be sure, you go ahead and wait those couple of years, because they can still come back and vaccinate that kid later on, and they'll still be protected after the vaccine. So you good. But I think bottom line is that we just have
because some of these kids do get, like, say if you don't vaccinate your kid for one, I forget which one it is. You don't vaccinate your kid like that, and they're not vaccinated. So that means there's a possibility of them catching that, and their body is not strong enough, or they can't fight it off.
Yeah, measles is a huge one. Measles is a huge one.
And they can't fight it off.
Because even if you get vaccinated, you can come back and get measles anyway, because they're only vaccinating you against the bad part of measles that that could kill you. That part, so you can still get it. So the measles disease has never been eradicated. It's still out there. I had measles when I was a kid, and I know I was vaccinated. So it's like there's things that are out there that,
like the flu. You get vaccinated for the flu. All they're saying to you is, we're going to vaccinate you so that if you get the flu, you won't get the worst of the flu. You know how you had the flu for days, and like you in week one pushing week 2, and you still fucked up. Like, I've had the flu, and like I said, I don't get the flu shot since I've been going to have it out of. And I remember one day I just swore up and down I ain't had a flu. But I had the fucking flu. I was out at work for a whole week trying to get my life together, and I felt like shit. The doctor said to me, all you had to do was get a flu shot. You probably would have been down for like a day or two. All you had to do was get a good night's rest. You would have been fine. And I was fucked up for a whole week. Like, bitch, my life is in shambles.
Right.
Some are just protected from the worst of it. So.
Yeah. So I think I think bottom line, like I said, it's just a matter of people doing their research, feeling comfortable about what they're giving their kids and what they're not giving them, and then you got to deal with the repercussions after that. But don't put us all in danger of getting scarlet fever because you tripping. So
I don't got time for that.
So another thing I wanted to bring up that I think is also detrimental to the community, and this one is hugely prevalent and affects everybody, because we got and actually we could do 2 of these because one, the first one I wanted to talk about was the thing about inappropriate behavior and bullying. But when I said inappropriate behavior, I was thinking about a bunch of stuff. My thing was like my kids, I raised them to have a certain moral standard and a certain affinity to human decency, right? So the whole bullying thing, the whole thing of being good to other people, being a good citizen, that's my thing. It's like you're not out here to down somebody or to make somebody feel bad. You should be, the first person to help somebody out because, that's what good people do. But the other part of inappropriate behavior I was thinking about was like some of these, kids out here who, trying to have sex at an early age. Now I ain't talking about teenagers. I'm talking about middle school, elementary school out here. Dancing off, promiscuously when they're young, all that kind of stuff. That's also a danger. Not just to the community, but I'm talking about to that kid. You know what I mean? Because they're getting involved in something they're not ready for. You know what I mean? So my thing is people who either promote their kid to be the bully. Or to be overly aggressive with other people, or people who don't, censor the things that their kids are allowed to watch or do that's out here. What's your thoughts on that?
Or have your kid twerking in the video?
Twerking in the video, exactly. Mm-hmm.
They posted that recently, little girl.
At 2 years old.
I think that's highly inappropriate. I think we got away from boy, hey, Alex, one of our listeners. Like he always say, you gotta let kids.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And we got to a point now we're not letting kids. We got 2-year-old twerking with the 2-year-old energy. Stuff like that. Kids growing up too fast, and then I don't want my daughter around that. So I definitely think keep my kid who my daughter play with. Because I see, I see your daughter out there being a little fast behind. Yeah, my daughter not playing with yours. So I'm quickly judging your daughter. I'm telling you.
No, but that's how you gotta be though, because you have to be mindful of who your kids playing with, because they feed off each other. These kids be having conversations long before they need to be having certain conversations. And it's just crazy. My thing is, a lot of these kids do these things, and the adults think it's funny. Like, your kid cussing somebody out, and that's funny to you. Like, you're part of the problem. Like, and just if you're just doing all this extra stuff in front of your kid, who do you think they're watching? You. And then you want to know why all this stuff is happening. You sitting there lost and shit because you're doing things like you're showing them inappropriate. Like, there's no reason. Like, and that's why I hate. Like, I remember I've said this plenty of times on Facebook. I can see a girl walking her kid. It could be like a toddler, and there's one in the stroller, and you're pushing it, and you half naked walking down the street on a summer day.
That irks the shit out of me. That irks the shit out of me. That's a problem for me. Because now you mad that this dude approached you, but you dress like that with your kids. Like, that's, if you want to do that when you go out to the club with your girls, go ahead and do that. You're with your kids, and you mad that this man approached you. Get your life together, because you over here confused as a motherfucker. You want to be a mom or a thot. Like, I need to know what you try to be today, because you damn near dressed. No, I'm dead ass serious. Like, and that, like, as a mom, that irks my soul, because there's no way that I'm going to dress like that and walk down the street with my daughter. There's not even with my son. And then you got to pick this kid up, your ass about to fall out your clothes, titties about to just unload everywhere because you barely dressed with your kids together, and you wonder why, oh, excuse me. Bitch, you knew what you was fucking wearing today. You know the goddamn hell you was going to be with little Junior who wanted to pick you up all the goddamn time. He done pulled your nipple out about 7 times, and you mad at him. Bitch, what you wearing? I seen one day I was driving by in the exact same scenario that Sonny is talking about. The young lady was with her daughter and her son, and she walking, and her skirt so small that as soon as the wind blow, her pants, her thong, everything is showing. And like, the daughter sees it, the son sees it. You feel me? So
exactly.
Don't get mad at that young man when he objectifies women, because you feel me. His mom did it in front of him. It was okay. don't get mad at that little girl. She running around, start fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because her mom telling her it's okay to objectify my body. It's okay to walk around with my ass out. You feel me? It's this new wave of liberation.
The ultimate. I seen a girl today walking with her mom. I think it was a mom. They both wearing legs with tank tops that's barely covering anything. Ain't got no type of drawers. And I said it. And it was like, well, how you know? There's no way your ass should be jiggling like that if you got drawers on. There should be some control. And it's, right. As a mom, you're with your child, and your child is doing that, and you have not said, let my child walk out here without no underwear on and just loose drawers talking she going somewhere with me. Bitch, who you think you're going with?
Right.
You thought you were going outside like that. Like my daughter, like I said, my daughter is shapely. I'm mindful of what she wears because I don't want, like, bad enough she don't look her age, she looks older. That's another thing that I don't want people to approach her in a manner in which they're gonna think that they can approach her any kind of way, because when I'm with you, I don't got time for that. Like when I'm with my kids, I at least try to be mom cute. I try to put together. Right. I look cute, but like appropriately cute. You know what I'm saying? I'm mindful of that. My son is a habit of grabbing on my clothes and miscellaneous stuff. So I have to be mindful of certain things I wear and make sure I'm tucked in and pulled up places, because he will grab you and grab me. So I'm mindful of that. Like, why are you not, as a parent, mindful of that when you're with your kids? Like, it's one thing if I'm going out with my friends, I'm trying to be cute and catch something that night. Like, look at me, I'm cute, but I'm not with my kids. Right. I'm not trying. Like, I'm not looking for that attention. I'm just chilling. Like, I may be cute, you may approach me, but I'm not gonna be half naked with my kids. Just like, hey, oh, all that. No.
Yeah. I mean, and, I feel the same way, especially when it comes to being an example to your kids. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you have to be mindful of what you do around your children, because if you want them to grow up to be worth something, really, you know what I mean, worth something or do something, and like I always teach, my main thing I teach my kids is I want you, to try to be bigger and to do bigger and better things that I was able to do, but I want you to always improve yourself over time. No matter what you did today, you need to be striving to be a better you tomorrow. So don't sit there and give them an image of less than or substandard, attitudes and activities when, you want them to grow up and be worth something. But the thing, like I do that with my son when it comes to, like, I mean, even if we out in suits, because my son, he try to get dressed so fast, he'll come out the room with his collars up on one side and down on the other. He might have his shirt half tucked in, and I'm like, look at me. Do I look like that? And then he knows that he's got to adjust. He's got to, make it look right and make it, So I can't tell him that if I look like that too, you know what I mean? Or if I don't, if I got my pants sagging down, what I'm going to expect him to do besides have his pants sagging down. So, I think we have to definitely be mindful of the example we're giving our children. But like you said too, both of y'all said, is that I definitely don't want my kids having to be out there around people who don't have no sense or don't have enough common sense to realize that you're around children or you're around people to have better positive images than what you're giving, because I definitely don't want them playing with little kids or hanging out with kids that are trying to be definitely grown and knowing they're young, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be way older than what they are, especially when I have to come right back behind them and explain to them, like, look, that's not going to be you. I'm not about to have it. I tell my daughter in a heartbeat, because she's 13 now. She want to wear makeup. She want to, do this. She want to do that. And I'm like, no, I fight my battles, of course. But, like my biggest thing had always been like, look, I understand you don't want to wear jeans all the time and you want to wear the yoga pants and all that kind of stuff, but you're not about to be out here with tights on talking about their leggings and talking about that's what you're wearing for pants. No, that's out. You 10 years old, 11 years old, 12, no, you're not about to do that. Not having that. Out here, wearing belly shirts and stuff, and you 4 or 5 years old, like, no, covering your body. You don't need to be, like, you see me uncovered, you see your mama uncovered, no, then you need to be covered up just like the rest of us. So, that's my thing is, I'm always trying to teach my kids, you gotta present yourself in a certain light, in a certain way if you want respect out here. Not, and not to say that somebody should be able to disrespect you, but I just feel like when you demand respect, when you present yourself respectfully, you demand respect at that point. Nobody's going to treat you less than. You don't have to worry about it at that point.
Exactly. How you present yourself is definitely important. You feel me? What's the saying? You may not be a hoe, but if you're in a hoe uniform, don't get.
You have to understand that even though they shouldn't approach you as such, you have to understand that it's a possibility somebody could approach you in a manner in which you don't want to be approached. So you have to be mindful
like
of
you
what.
Say, misinterpret you. Misinterpret what you're looking for out here.
Yes, especially as women, we have to understand that what outfits we choose to wear outside, even if it shouldn't happen or it shouldn't approach in a negative fashion. You have to understand that if you're dressed a certain way, you have to understand if you're dressed a certain way that it could possibly happen, and then you have to nip it in the bud. But don't act like
we said on
where it came.
Like we was talking about on the previous show when we was talking about how a man should deal with a woman, like on that topic right there, like we said, a man should always approach you with respect, but at the end of the day, when you attract a certain type of crowd, certain type of attention, there's going to be dudes in there who don't abide by those rules.
Yeah.
You feel me? There's going to be snakes and sharks in that water. You feel me? You go out there like that, there's sharks out there. So, we can't protect you from all the sharks. We can warn you. Like, yeah, it ain't right, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So you got to definitely be aware of how you carry yourself. And, that's something I definitely teach my daughter. For me to, when she wear her little uniform to school or a skirt, whatever, I keep your legs closed. Keep that skirt down. You feel me? You want to wear your skirt? Well, certain things you can't do in school today. You feel me? Certain games, certain activities outside, you're not going to be able to play. You got that skirt on. You feel me?
Right.
You may think it's all fun, but it just ain't all fun.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan that you can wear what you want, but understand that what you're wearing it could be a representation or a misrepresentation of who you are, and you just have to be mindful of that. And like you said, every outfit is not for everything. You want to be a thought that day, you dress thought like. I understand you might get approached as a thought. But you a mom. Right. You want to be approached as a mom. You wear mom cute shit, and you be a mom. If you wearing whole clothes, listen. You chose to do it. Not saying that they should approach you or violate you in any manner, but you have to be on guard. Like if I know I'm going out on my birthday, I'm wearing something that I normally wouldn't wear. Is it not appropriate? No, it's not. But it might. For me, it's just something I wouldn't wear, but it's cute. I'm covered, but it's a possibility. People might look at me like, oh, all right, let me say something to you. Yeah, you can say something to me, but I also can check the shit out of you and keep it pushing. So, you just have to be mindful.
True that.
And especially like with the internet, y'all be out here posting shit on the internet, posting the damn near titty picture and getting mad at somebody saying, oh, you got nice titties. What you talk about? Like your titties out.
Right.
I saw that shit. You thought I didn't see that? I saw it. I see your whole time.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of that.
That's always crazy. That one always crazy to me with the internet stuff. People post the way people post certain things. It's like what you expect people to do to you if you out here, putting it all on display. Like, bro, like that's I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know.
No, because my friends know y'all post pictures and y'all girls out there saying hi to everybody. Bitch, I'm gonna say hi back. Like, hey y'all. You're like, who's this? My friends know I look at boobies. I will tell you, nice rack. Hey, boo, what y'all doing? Like, hey, bitch, you put them out there. They say hi to me, bitch. I was saying hi to them. Because I ain't need to see your face. I just saw them. Then the low-key pictures, like this girl posted, I was going to post about sneakers. I didn't know, so I posted my feet. Like I had sandals on because I don't wear sneakers. And she posted a picture of her sneakers, but she had a rump. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know what the fuck pair of sneakers you got on, but all I know is your ass. What you trying to say? I ain't trying to say shit, bitch. I saw it. It looked nice. Like I said, them ass looking nice. Yeah, I want to bite. I was thinking juvenile of her because I ain't know the shit else but your ass. I don't know what you was trying to do, but that clearly wasn't just your shoes. So I let you know that I saw what you was trying to put out there, and I said hello, and they said hello back. All right.
That's funny.
I'm just here to keep everybody honest, like, you know.
Right.
So my homeboy was like, "Red, you coming crazy?" No, I'm not. She put her ass out there. She knew what she was doing. That was a low key thirst. I got caught up in that bitch. I'm just letting her know that I saw what she was doing and I accept the challenge. No, I'm sorry, don't mind me.
You say you're a challenge.
Like, bitch, I don't know if they ain't coming, but I hello, I pay attention in class.
Right.
I said, get it.
Too funny. We about to head into that after show, and I know in this after show, we're really going to touch on something.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
So, you said, "Oh Lord." Why you acting like that, Sonny? Why you acting like that? See, that's the problem in America now.
Party after Chris, and after the original is probably this. I'm sorry, y'all. We in the after show. Phone number is still 657-383-1155.
That's what's up. Yeah. So I wanted to touch on what everybody been talking about. Well, I guess not everybody because I approached. Let me let the audience know now. So I approached my co-host about this topic as an after show topic, and all I got was crickets because they wasn't feeling me. So what I wanted to talk about was the imagery of Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover, a.k.a. Mr. Redbone, a.k.a. Mr. Atlanta, a.k.a., Big Little whatever. He's coming through with this imagery for his new single, This Is America. And the video's been pretty hot out there. I think he's got like 2 or 3 million views. He's got like, or 10 or 20 million views rather. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's got like, all these articles, people talking about it, interpreting it, reaction videos. Even now, the I don't know what they're left wing or right wing. I don't know nothing about politics. But the people who be on Fox News, even now they're talking about it. And I got that big. So This Is America. The video itself, along with the song, is been touted as another case of art meets real life and the things that were going on in the video. You said what?
We need the sound effect clips. You just insert.
So the video itself, it's been making people, forcing people to have these conversations, and people are interpreting it their own way. I think there was an article I just read a couple hours ago where they asked Donald Glover, like, hey, what is everything in this video mean? And he said, hey, you tell me. So that's what I wanted to discuss.
That's all on TMZ.
And so I'm gonna let my co-hosts explain to y'all what they thought. We're gonna start with Sonny.
First of all, let me tell you what I did, right? So when it pops up on social media, because I don't watch new videos, I'm old school, like my 90s shit. But anyhow, it came on my timeline feed. I said, watch this. After 2 seconds, I cut that shit off and kept it pushing. I was like, you know what? This not for me. Let me just move on past this, because it was just too much. I didn't want to be involved. After Willie brought it up to us the other day, I actually looked at the video. He sent me like a breakdown of what the guy was saying the video was about, and I get it. He was just saying, this is what's happening in America. People like black artists, but they're okay with black artists performing and doing and stuff like that, but they're missing the part of the social injustice that black people face and things like that. Get it? But the video was just dumb as fuck. To me, I didn't really particularly care for it. I actually watched the whole video and I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know. Like I felt the same way, which I'm probably gonna get. I already got the black delegation already kicked me to the curb the same time last year for not eating big macaroni and cheese. I saw it in my on this day when he traded me for a big beauty white girl. I felt the same way that I felt about Black Panther. Although I felt Black Panther was a great movie, it wasn't like, I wasn't like Wakanda Forever. I wasn't like on it like, oh my God. Like, it was just a good black ass movie, and I loved everything about the black cast. I loved the empowerment of the women, loved the movie, but to me it didn't make me want to go join the movement and be all militant and shit. Like, I'm pro-black, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I hate all white people, they all crackers. So that's how I felt about the movie, and we can move right past this topic. Clint.
Okay. Well, the imagery. First of all, let me explain to the people the conversation we just having, and I was explaining to Willie. It's like, first of all, the song itself really doesn't impress me. Like, the actual song. I'm trying to say, like, I just don't like the song. So, I really wasn't too. I heard the song before I seen the video. So I really wasn't too pressed to see the video because I really just like listening to the song. So when I watched the video, after all the hoopla I've been hearing about it, I watched it. I'm like, all right, I see the imagery. I see what he's saying. I like how, different parts of it to where, when he shot the choir.
Right.
To me, I thought that was like in reference to like Dylan Roof,
Yeah,
and
exactly. The Charleston Nine.
Yeah, the Charleston Nine. I thought you feel me? Then how they had the kids up top, video, face covered, but recording everything. Then we just amongst we gotta sing that amongst the chaos. You feel me? We gotta get that money. That's basically it. You feel me? In a nutshell, what I got from it. I guess it's deeper than that, but when we had our discussion before about whether or not celebrities are obligated to speak up for us,
yeah.
like my thoughts go back to that. It's like, well, it didn't move me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it just didn't move me. Maybe because I've seen better. I've seen other videos to where people were talking about social injustices and what we're dealing with. I felt like they came across better. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
With him, it's like, what does it help? You know what I mean? Like, okay, he did that. It's just like what people talk about with Beyonce and certain, when she's doing her shows. Now she do a lot of African pro-black imagery in her shows. You know what I mean? That's dope for us. You feel me? Like, I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm saying. You feel me? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. I'm not saying, don't be proud of the imagery. But what I'm saying is, it's like it's not moving the needle. You feel me? It's not helping us as a people. So there's only so much I can get, excited about it, Bob. You know what I mean? It's just entertainment at the end of the day. You feel me? So it really don't move me to that point. Like I said in our group chat, I literally just got finished watching one of old Malcolm X's like speeches or whatever. So then I go from watching that to now you tell me about Childish Gambino video and how important to the culture, how he's moving. I'm like nah. I'm like thinking differently. But then
he's not saying nothing that ain't been new. That's been like he's repeating the same thing a lot of people have been saying. We all know that. And like what said about woke, it doesn't even have to be woke. What's going on. And at the end of the day, you're telling us black folks, these white people watching the video, and guess what? They still don't understand it.
I feel like they're trying to capitalize off the climate too. Like,
who are you trying to form, us or white? Because some white people still don't get it.
Yeah, right. I feel like with the climate in America, I feel like what Ye trying to do with his rollout and his videos and his commentary, I feel like they trying to capitalize off the climate in America. Are you really trying to send a message, or are you just trying to, pull people's emotional strings? You know what I mean?
Right.
You feel me? But then at the end of the day, if you do that, then that means your artwork, right? If you pull pulling on people's emotions, making them react, then, you know what I mean, you accomplish your goal. But
right.
You know what I mean, what really does it what does it really do? How much does it really matter?
So my take on the whole thing was this. You know, I when I first saw the video, I saw the first I want to say the first 10 seconds or 20 seconds of it, where, you know, he starts off with the little dance move he was doing, and then he gets into that pose and shoots the guy, and then when I saw the pose, I was like, as soon as I saw it, I knew I'd seen it before, and I knew something was wrong with what I was seeing in terms of the transition. You know what I mean? The transition from this happy or this, you know, I mean, it was like he went through a couple of facial gestures and these emotions real quick, and then all of a sudden, you know, he was shooting my man, and then the song came on, the actual the bass song, the basis of the song came on. The initial music was this. It kind of reminded me of world music. It was more of an African beat. It had some chanting in the background, and so I was already kind of like drawn in by the fact that I was like, I remember seeing that pose somewhere, and when I saw the guy in the chair, initially he was a guy playing the guitar or whatever, and then when they panned back to him, when just before Gambino shot him, he was like tied to the chair or tied up with his head covered. And he said, "This is America," and then it kind of came together immediately for me. I realized it did look chaotic initially. The first 5 to 10 seconds of it was chaotic, and then as I watched it, I realized the chaos was on purpose. You know what I mean? So I was feeling that part of it, that he was making a statement, right? And so after we had this conversation, and I had already looked at this one video that was discussing, you know, the imagery and what they thought of it. That was the video I sent you guys. Then I read this article on Vibe, and I posted it on our Facebook page, our Twitter, and everything. So everybody check that out. There's a Vibe breakdown of 9 things that they decoded out of the video, and it's not all the things, but it's pretty much most of it. So. That you can pull out of it. So the pose was the Jim Crow pose, right? So this is like this Jim Crow image, and I remember seeing this like in the thing. It was it's a minstrel picture, and I remember seeing that recently, because I was reading about something, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, oh, and I had put it together, but it was just crazy to me because it was, you know, this imagery that he was projecting, and then this chaos he was trying to project. And then I thought about what Clint had said earlier today about the whole, you know, what does it do, what does it accomplish, right? And definitely now when you mention the whole moving the needle thing, is that, you know, when I think about what he's doing, you know, yeah, he could be capitalizing, you know, because I mean, hey, they're all artists. They're all, I mean, it's him. There's 5 other people on the song with him. Young Thug, Quavo, Slim Jim, and what's my man name? 21 Savage, and Blockboy JB. They're all on the song with him, so they're all going to capitalize one way or another because of the streams and everything else. But the combination of the song and the imagery, the way I felt about it, and the way I still kind of feel about it, is that it's an artistic statement, right? It's an artistic statement for the fact of, yes, it's rehashing some things and some themes of you know, the struggles that we're having right now and the issues that we're dealing with, but then also some of the, like Sonny mentioned, the ignorance that we still have to project or have projected on us, rather, not that we have to project, but that these artists are projecting on us, and the things that they do for money, right? And then the ramifications of it, like you mentioned, Clint, is that, you know, you got the picture or the image of the kids, you know, taking pictures and taking video of everything that's going on. You know, you got the images of the police brutality, the images of the mass murders, the images of people, you know, living beyond their means, because at the end, you know, they go through this image of like these cars, and it's like these people are like, or these cars are like these luxury cars from like the late 80s or 90s or whatever, and then you see these images of these older cars and these rundown cars and all this kind of stuff. I was thinking of it like, this is that progression from people wanting to have this luxurious lifestyle, but this is where you really are. The article, they interpreted that a little bit different, saying that it was just an image of where, America pulls and grabs from other cultures without merit, which could still be true as well in terms of what they were trying to display there. But there's so many things that are going on, but I think it's all for the art, you know what I mean, and the art of it, not really the culture, but just the art of saying this is a statement of where we sit today, and this is the things that we're dealing with, and this is how chaotic this life is right now, that we got so much going on that as soon as somebody dies from stray bullets, from people coming in trying to kill them on purpose, there was an image of a guy jumping off of the thing because whatever was going on up there, he decided to commit suicide. I mean, there's like all this stuff going on, and as soon as it happens, it just gets cleaned up and erased out of the picture, and then everybody's back to dancing and happiness again. And it's like, and I think we touched on that in the show before about how quick the distractions are, that things can be brought up and people can be redirected to other things, and they forget what just happened. You know what I mean? The whole thing of him coming into the door, he's dancing, he's enjoying the choir singing, and he shoots the choir down. They immediately clean it up. The whole scene is cleaned up. It's gone. Right? It's that chaos that we live in this day and age, and it's just an artistic representation of it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, is that no matter what, there's always going to be people who will appreciate the art of the statement and saying, okay, this is another way of displaying it so people can talk about it and get it out there, or this is another way for people to look at it and maybe connect with it and understand something's got to change, or we got to look at things a little bit differently and take these things more into consideration, or to do more with it. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? And I think it's open for everybody. It's open for people like Clint, who's going to say, you know what, it doesn't move the needle, it doesn't do anything for me, as from the struggle point of view of saying we still got to do things that people need to say, and we need better leaders who are going to say it, versus these 6 people who got on this track and really didn't do anything to make anything better. Or like Sonny just said, is that, we need imagery or motivation that's going to push us to do better and push us to make bigger statements and say something different. There's always going to be that, and I think, the fact that we get to talk about it and we get to get it in our eyes and get it in our face to say it needs to be discussed, I think that's what's important about the statement.
Yeah, like I said, sparking the conversation. You feel me? Like, I guess that's what he set out to do, was to get people to start talking. So, like I said, if that was his mission. And also, plus, as an artist, that's that's his livelihood. So, of course, he's trying to capitalize off of it. But, if also the result of it is to spark a conversation, and hopefully you can change one mind, or the conversation being started could change somebody's mind. Well, then you did some good, even if it's only one person. So I can respect it that way. Yeah. I can definitely respect it that way, like we said, art is subjective. It's up to interpretation. That's why he, what he said. I seen one thing, they asked the reporter asked him about it. You feel me? He just said, man, I just made a song so y'all can play it on 4th of July. He was being sarcastic. you feel me? Because he was just basically saying, y'all celebrating, 4th of July, you celebrate the independence of white people. From other white people, but it wasn't really independence of black people. So, this is America. So, I definitely get it. But like you said before, some of us got it. Probably woke. You like our Nats too, but God, so now it's like, what's next?
Exactly. What's next? Exactly.
What's next?
Yeah, that's the question. That is definitely the question: is what's next, and what are we going to do about it, right? And I think that's definitely the bigger question of it. And that's the one thing is, and I was actually, I don't want it to sound like a rebuttal, but my thing about one of the statements that I can't remember which one of you just made it, but the statement of repeating. Oh, I guess it was Sunny when Sunny mentioned about repeating the same thing that's already been said. Is that we do that all the time though. We have a lot of leaders out there, quote unquote leaders, or even real leaders who go out and they say the same thing. They talk about the same themes and they talk about the same issues. But unfortunately, the thing is they're talking about it and they're saying the same thing because it's still happening. It's always happened. It keeps happening.
Yeah, I definitely get that, but
it
I just
continues.
Feel like
you know what I mean?
Big deal,
and I
like
think
it's
that
something new.
Right, but I think my thing is that no matter how many times they say it, if it keeps happening, it has to be said again. We can't stop saying it because somebody said it already. Because if we stop saying it, then that gives them more justification to keep doing it to us. That's my thing.
I could dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that. I also think that there's a lot of fake woke people out here.
Yeah.
It
yeah,
is.
I feel
it
you
is
there. Because I know me myself.
Every situation is.
I'm not woke at all.
Yeah, no.
My thing is I'm not woke at all. And
I don't think I am. I don't think I think I'm over. I'm nap queen, so I might be still napping. But I just think that with a lot of the situations that have been coming up, everybody is alleging that they so woke that they can have these conversations and they don't, and it's just sitting there like you woke for the moment, like you do take a nap.
Right, woke for the moment. I like that.
You just saying like I think people use that term and don't really understand.
I think most of the time the people that use the term of woke, somebody who has understanding, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You feel me? They're not going to really tell you they woke. You feel me? Like that, they're not even going to even use that expression, in my opinion. I think a lot of people who use that expression are just using it in vain, so to speak. You read something or you just got a little information, so now you think you woke. Like you done watch Hidden Colors and you think you know something, you know what I mean? Or you done read a book or two and you think, you know something, but
No, my thing is they might not even have read a book or two. They just, like you said, they don't watch the video, and now they repeat and regurgitating the same stuff that they don't heard on a YouTube video, and that's what killed me about it. They don't built their whole platform on top of something that they don't even know how it was built.
Yeah, and you know what? I think too. Like I had a conversation with somebody recently, a couple conversations, and one conversation in particular. I'm an asshole. So if you're going to talk to me about something or try to educate me or for whatever reason, right, I need you to learn how to spell.
Yes.
Don't come at me and I don't understand what the fuck you said. Not because I'm dumb, but because you can't spell shit and your conversation is lacking. Like, I need you to be a little bit more educated and, spell out some shit the proper way so I can know. So at least I feel like I'm having an educated conversation. Because after a while, I'm just going to be like, you dumb spell, I can't talk to you because you can't spell. And Facebook does have the edit button.
Yeah, we also got to be careful, though, of not, like somebody posted on IG, I forget who it was. It's like it's a shame that, we're making fun of the people who's trying to be woke, like, and the way it's true, it's like we're trying to, some people are really just trying to, get themselves out that matrix, see, can't get mad at somebody for learning something new sometimes. You feel me?
I'm not mad at that.
Or seeing.
I'm not mad at that. All about delivery.
I'm not talking about you. I'm just speaking in general.
Right.
And
I feel you.
Yeah, I'm just speaking in general. So we gotta be careful that we don't, because then we always talking about we champion intelligence and education. But when somebody starts trying to talk intelligent or bring new knowledge to the table, and like Willie said, not regurgitate some shit they just seen on YouTube or whatever, we gotta be sure we don't shun them or hush them up, because some people may see other people getting ridiculed for trying to bring new knowledge or information that the masses don't know. And since they're being ridiculed, since they see somebody else being ridiculed, they're not going to speak up.
Right.
So
True that. Right. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that. And that's why I was saying, you know, when you mentioned about reading a couple of books, no, I'm happy they read a couple of books. Those are the people I want to talk to, because I want them to continue to read though, and to continue to get that knowledge. It's those people who are trying to sidetrack it, you know. But you know, like you said, the people who are actually trying to get it and they hungry, because you know, and that's all I was saying about the whole situation. Like in my situation, like I don't feel that I'm woke or anything, and I definitely don't feel like I'm 100% in touch with everything that I see that comes at me. You know what I mean? Like when I went to this article about this video, I still had to look and see what somebody else said about it to understand everything I was looking at, because only certain things stood out to me. Not everything did, you know, and there were certain things I missed because I didn't know what I was really looking at. You know, there was like this one part they talked about, you know, the fact that he was wearing no shirt and the exact pants he was wearing was an imagery of something, and I didn't even pick that up, that he was representing something there, you know. And that's the thing, you know, you watch certain videos or you watch certain movies or you read certain books and you read certain passages and things can get past you, you know what I mean? And I know it happens to me because either, one, my memory doesn't serve me enough to even remember half the stuff that gets put out in front of me. You know, I might have seen it, I might have read it in the past, you know, I don't forgot it already, like, you know, so that's one thing. But then two, it's like, you know, I don't look that super deep into everything, you know what I mean? It's like some stuff, I let it get past me because, you know, I'm on to the next thing anyway. You know, like my brain is like, you know what, I'm gonna take this in, and then I'm gonna grab what I want out of it, and then the rest of them I'm just gonna leave it alone. If somebody brings up something else to it, I'll be like, oh yeah, you know what, you got a point. You know, I mean, another perfect example that's not even about, you know, being woke or even about being black is like I watch honest trailers. I don't know if you guys ever heard of honest trailers, but if you go watch this channel called Honest Trailers, it's part of the Screen Junkies channel, YouTube channel, and they do these honest trailers on all these movies. And it's really just for comedy. It's all entertainment on this. But basically what they do is they analyze these movies and they create this like 2 or 3 minute trailer explaining to you what, you know, what the movie's about, right? And they pick some of the most, you know, either outlandish stuff that happened, but that's like that happens a lot in the movie, or that happens a lot with the characters, or things that you know you didn't really realize until when they said, you'd be like, damn, yeah, they did do this, you know, and they were like that, you know, picking out personalities. So it's like stuff like that. Like I see people do it all the time especially on the internet, you know, internet grand champion of picking you apart. But you know, I see people doing that, you know, and I see people interpret things. Like, I mean, like that's why I was saying that to you earlier, Clint, is that I see you pick things out of stuff that I know I wouldn't even think about. You know what I mean? I know that I don't see it because I'm not paying attention enough. I pay attention just enough. I feel like I'm the kind of person that does pay attention just enough. You know, sometimes just to get me by, but then sometimes, you know, it's on purpose. Like when I was watching that video, I was purposely sitting there looking at it, analyzing it. You know what I mean? But I still missed a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's you know, to me, I think that when you're out there and you're trying your best to do, you know, to feed that knowledge, or feed that hunger rather for knowledge, it needs to be, you know, promoted. It needs to be nurtured and brought up, definitely.
And also, like you said, though, you know, some of that stuff you gotta let get by. Like you gotta filter it, because it'll drive you fucking crazy trying to just analyze everything and be so militant. Like, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't think I'm right, at all.
You feel me? Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Do all that all day. You know, some stuff, you know what I mean? It's like when it's obvious, when they throw it in your face, then you know what I mean? That's one. And then sometimes, you know, when it's subtle, those are the most disrespectful ones sometimes, because they're actually playing on you being ignorant and dumb facts. So they just throw subtle shots out there at you, and if some catch it, some catch it. If some don't, some don't. You feel me? And you'll just let it ride, But some of that stuff you really do have to filter, because if you don't, you will be walking around just mad all day, every day.
That's the thing. Like, I don't have the energy to be like be like that. You have to have just get so like if you was that militant and all into that, you would be just angry. You would hate fucking everybody that ain't black, and sometimes you might hate some black folks just being stupid, or just not knowing what to do. But it's almost like a really religious person that can't deal with people not believing what they believe, because what they believe is just the gospel, and what you've been believing, you just lost as fuck because you just not on the same page and stuff. It's like, for me personally, I don't feel like I wouldn't consider myself woke. I try to educate myself in a lot of things. I think when things are brought to the forefront and I have to really think about things or, see how I feel about certain things, I research more because I feel like I should do it. But like you just said, I'm not about to dig deep. And, first of all, how do I work with her white? I don't got time to go to work. I hate you fucking crackers. I don't got time for that.
Right. No, not at all.
I don't like because some of y'all just don't like because your work ethic. But some of y'all you have to tolerate. Do I feel like some of you might not like black folks? Probably. But you tolerate us because we work with you. So as long as you don't call me nigga, I won't call you cracker. So we're good, as long as you do nothing that because if you do something that I feel some type of way about, I may address you and say look, I don't like the way you did this and this and the third, blah 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 blah. We gotta figure this out because we gotta work together. But at the same time, I just don't feel like you should just beat it. If I'm not woke enough for you or I'm still asleep, I don't need you breathing down my neck like you a damn Bible thumper preaching the gospel to me and tell me I'm going to burn to hell if I don't do X, Y, Z. I don't have time for that. I grew up in the church, and if I ever felt that way, I wouldn't go back to that church. I want to be able to have my, even about church, I grew up in the church, and I have my differences of opinions than what I was taught. You see what I'm saying? But I don't sit there and say, well, the Bible said this, so-and-so, so you shouldn't be like this. You believe what you believe, but I'm not going to press my belief on you. I will try to tell you, we have a conversation. Like I said, I dated a Muslim, and we used to have debates about our faith. That's what we used to do. It didn't get heated discussions, but we actually had conversations about what he believed and how was in most cases, a direct opposite than what I believe. Mm-hmm. But so you have those discussions, but I'm not going to tell him, well, your Muslim faith is a lie, or that's blasphemy, or whatever the case may be. I'm not about to do that. That's too much. You're not forced to believe what I believe. If you believe what I believe, great, but I'm not going to make you force feed it down your throat. And I think a lot of people, especially black folks, they force feed these things down to you because they feel like you're not following the way, and then you lost. No, I don't think I am lost. I mean, I have some beliefs strong opinions about certain things, but I'm not just as aggressive as you or, feel.
Not to cut you off, Sonny, but it's almost that time.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I've been bumping my gums. But,
she's getting to her rant. She's going.
I'm sorry. I do it, but I just don't feel like you should have to press your beliefs on me. That's all I'm going to say. But, yeah, we about to wrap. I'm sorry, guys. It got real.
You could.
That wasn't at the show, though.
Y'all know where y'all can catch me at. Y'all can hit me up on my blog, akingstruth.com, Instagram, akingstruth609, Snapchat, akingstruth. That's about it.
Yeah, it's your boy Willie Styles. You can get me at Willie Styles everywhere, STYLEZ. Make sure you check out my website, askwilliestyles.com, and williestyles.info for the rest of my links. Holla.
And definitely, I am Sunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Catch me on my blog, unreservedlyme.com. And check out our website, gftradioshow.com. Follow us on Instagram at GFT_radio on Instagram and, Twitter? Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Check the podcast out. Google Play Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, Blog Talk Radio, and all that. On iTunes.
Okay.
And get the merchandise, teespring.com/stores/GFT radio. Thank y'all for listening tonight.
See y'all in 7 days.
Bye.
Holla.
Panera now delivers, so you can order good, clean food right to your office, or door, or porch, or backyard, or front yard, or apartment, or dorm, or castle, or shop, or worksite,